Hi, this is Foster and welcome to our next episode of The Local Guide to Berlin. As you can see, I'm actually in probably the most famous landmark of Berlin, the Brandenburger Gate, also known as the Brandenburger Tor. When you see Ronald Reagan and tear down this wall, it happened right here. Real quick fun factor about the Brandenburger Gate, it was built in 1791 and it marks the way to Brandenburg. The important thing to notice is this is probably the most viewed place in Berlin, probably the best symbol for what Berlin is. There's more tourism in this area, there's more protests in this area, and in fact, we're actually avoiding one protest actively as we speak. There's actually, unlike Alexanderplatz, there's a ton to do, and yet again, you can see the Fernsehturm, the TV tower, much like everywhere in the city, you can see that from right here. This street, it's called Unter den Linden, which means under the linden trees. There's a lot of small shops, there's some currywurst there, there's, different beers and colas that you can get. And the really cool thing about it is that it is expensive, but it's not so overwhelming that I would refuse to pay for it. So it's, a Coke, usually if you're buying it on a street vendor, it's maybe €2, €1.50. There it's €3 and change. So it's not like when you go to Paris and it costs 7-8 euros, for a Coke that should cost 1 or 2. This really cool thing here behind me, this is the most famous hotel in Berlin. It's called the Hotel Adlon Kempinski. It is where basically all the celebrities stay, all the world leaders whenever they visit. That's just how that's where they stay. It's in a great location where there's so much history. Fun fact that they probably don't want you to know about or don't want you to think about. This is the hotel where Michael Jackson held a baby outside of a window. They do frown upon that there. Please don't do that. And if you do that, please don't say you got the idea from watching this. Behind me, you can see the US Embassy, and that has a lot of meaning because I'm from Texas, which is a part of the United States. Even though sometimes we pretend that we're not. Awesome, we're about to walk to, I'm gonna start that over again because I have to leave a little pause, otherwise it's weird. We're about to now go walk underneath the Brandenburger Gate. Come follow me and we're gonna walk to the Reichstag. And now we get to go walk through a park all the way to the German government building, the Reichstag. Welcome to the Reichstag. This is the German government building where all the lawmakers in the parliament make to actually come up with all the laws. It was built around in the 1890s, and but weirdly enough, because it was destroyed during World War II, that it wasn't rebuilt until 1990. Right after the fall of the wall and the reunification of Germany. And it took 9 years to rebuild it. There's still bullet holes actually in the building, so they didn't repair those. But since 1999, it has actually served as the main Capitol building of Germany. There's a lot of cool things to do inside. You can see there's a glass dome. That's to symbolize the transparency that the government wants to have. Whether you agree that it's transparent or not, I mean, that's always up for debate when it comes to governments, but it's still at least a really cool symbol that they wanted to build into the Capitol structure just going forward. If you go on a tour, you actually get to walk around inside that, and it's a really cool look. It's a really cool part of the building. Another really cool thing about it is there's an actual art exhibition within the Capitol structure itself that has all the names of everyone who's ever been elected to Parliament. This includes all the people who did a good job and the people who did a bad job. And occasionally you'll actually read on news stories that a few of the names, mainly the people in the Nazi Party, have been vandalized and they have to repair it. And it's not because they want to memorialize or glorify these names, it's because they want to remember the history. Because if you fail to remember history, you're doomed to repeat it. Now I will say, there is a line right over there showing people trying to go into the Capitol building, and that's actually more of a process than you think. Every single person of my family has visited. They've wanted to go inside the building. However, you do need to register at least 2 weeks in advance on the German website. We'll link below just so you can do that. Thank you for watching. This has been Foster from The Wall Comedy. We're making these videos because we want to share with you a lot of the really cool things about a city that I personally love and that most of us, I would imagine, at The Wall Comedy really do love. We are going to talk about the comedy club and actually the comedy scene in Berlin in a future date, but we really wanted to show you things that you're probably already going to want to see when you visit Berlin. That being said, if you ever are in Berlin and you are in the mood for a laugh, you're free to please join us at the Wall Comedy Club. We'd love to have you.
Makes you not that.
Okay, let's just be spatially aware of the people.